So thank you for joining us this morning. So we've moved on from the welcome slide, but welcome. We're going to start with our programs, and I believe our first program is pre-K. No, actually, before the programs, we're going to have Jennifer Murillo from our enrollment center. She's going to share her screen and walk us through the application. So Priscilla, if you can stop sharing so Jennifer can share her screen, that'd be great.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jennifer Murillo. I am an enrollment coordinator with the Office of Centralized Enrollment and Magnet Programs. Our office is here to help you all not only find a school that is best suited for your child, but also assist you throughout the application process in completing the application, uploading any necessary documents, or even finding the documents if they're a current Dallas ISD student. So right now we are going to go ahead and walk through the application just so you are familiar with the webpage and how to find what you're looking for. From the Dallas ISD homepage, if you scroll down, you'll see an icon here in the middle of the page that says Choose Dallas ISD. And it will take you to our Discover Dallas ISD webpage. You do have a great resource here on this webpage, which is Find School Options. One of the many questions we get during this time is, where do I start? Because Dallas ISD has more than 100 schools and programs available to you all on this application. This is a great tool for you all to utilize and really narrow down the options that we have within Dallas ISD, depending on your child's interest. So if you click on Find School Options, it will take you to our School Finder tool. The option on the left will give you your zone school based on the student's incoming grade level and your address. But the option on the right, Help Me Find a School or Program, will help you find a school or program. What you'll do is enter the student's grade level for next year, and then your home address. And here you'll be able to select what kinds of programs are you interested in. If you're looking for transformation schools, what kind? Montessori programs, STEAM, visual and performing arts. If you're looking for magnet programs, it will also expand the types of magnet programs that are available within our district. And then other programs are also available for any IB schools that we might have, personalized learning, things like that. So you will go ahead and enter, let's say we're looking for Montessori schools, and then you can select Montessori for all program types. And then click Next. And here you'll select if you're looking for a school that best fit the criteria you selected in the previous page, school performance, or location. If you're looking for a school that's maybe closer to home or to your job, we'll click Best Fit. And this will give you the list of schools that fit that criteria. This match score is going to determine how many of the criteria this school has that you selected in the previous page. So you can kind of utilize this to open up, kind of view a little bit more on this particular school. The link to their webpage is here as well, and you can see their performance already here for those schools. So definitely use this resource. Take a look at all of the options that are available to you. Once you do have a list of schools that you're interested in applying to, you'll go back to the Choose Dallas ISD webpage, click on Choose Dallas ISD application, and it will take you to the login page. If you do have an account here already, you can go ahead and log in. If you do not, if you're new to the district, then you will go ahead and create an account here. Keep in mind, this is the same website that we have been using for registration as well. So if your student is a current Dallas ISD student, then more often than not, you will already have an account here. Once you have logged in, there are a couple of things to take note before you go around clicking any buttons. First, you're going to want to check that your dashboard is set to the correct school year here in the upper left-hand corner. Because we're applying for next school year, it should be set to 2023-2024. Next, what you'll want to do is double check to see if the student is already connected to your account. And you'll do that by scrolling to the bottom of the web page. And if they are, they should have a tab here, and you'll start the application by clicking on their application tab. If they are not tied to your account, either because you needed to create a new one or they're new to the district, then you'll scroll up and click on Let's Begin Application. Here, if the student is a current Dallas ISD student, you will be able to tie them with their ID number, first and last name, and date of birth. If they are new to the district, you'll click No to this question, click Agree to the agreements, and then continue on to the application. I do already have one started just for the sake of time, so we'll go through that. You can change the language for our Spanish-speaking parents to Spanish for the application on that first page, and then it'll translate the entire application to Spanish for you. As you go through the application, you'll see the navigation menu here on the left-hand side will have a check mark next to the pages that you have completed. So you'll essentially just go through the application, filling any required fields that have the asterisk. On the selected schools page, you will see the zone school for new to the district students. That is going to be the zone school based on your address. This does not include any special programs at your zone school. So if you're looking to apply to a special program, for example, at this school, South Oak Cliff, you will still need to find South Oak Cliff in the list of schools and then apply to their specific program. Here you can also see this interactive map where you can zoom in and see what is near your area if you would like to explore your options that way. And then you can explore the schools and select them from the drop-down list below. Once you have selected the schools that you're interested in, the next page will be the ranked school selections. This is very important because students will only receive one offer based on these rankings. So for example, my first choice here is City Lab High School. If they accept this student, then any lower ranked option will not show whether they were accepted or not. So be very mindful of this page. It does default to alphabetical order, but you can easily rearrange your options based on your preference. So you'll be navigating through this website, this webpage for the application, just clicking continue, answering any questions. Do keep in mind if you do go back to select additional schools, if it's a different program type. For example, if I were to select Barack Obama, since I do not have a magnet school currently on my application, then additional pages will appear for that specific program type. So here, required documents for magnet schools, additional questions for magnet applications. So just be very mindful if you do come back to add additional schools that you are going through the entire application again, just to make sure there's nothing else that needs to be completed in order for your application to be eligible for the program. Once the application is submitted, then you will receive a confirmation email to your email address that you have on file. If you do need to update your information at any point, you can do so through the My Account tab. It's very important that we have the most up-to-date information because this is how the schools will be communicating with you all in terms of if there's any information missing on your application or if they're being scheduled for any additional assessment that the school may require. So just make sure that information is up to date. If you do need assistance throughout any part of this application process, the Office of Centralized Enrollment is here to help, and our number will always be at the bottom of the webpage. And you can give us a call Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and we'll be able to assist you with any technical issues you might be facing. And that is it for me. Thank you
so much, Jen. We do have a quick question. You may have gone through this a little fast, and so they were still wondering. My kids are would be new to Dallas ISD, and when I go to the page, it won't allow me to select any schools. But if they're within the zone, our zoned district, they would be able to, right? So how does that work?
Yeah, so even out of district students are eligible to apply and they are able to see a list of schools on the application. If you are not seeing a list, then we might need to take a look at possibly the student's grade level. Maybe the grade level isn't appropriately showing for that student. But definitely give us a call, or if you want to send us an email to enroll@dallasisd.org with the student's information, we'll be able to take a look and troubleshoot to see what's going on.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. And now we're going to start with some of the programs that we have. So Priscilla, if you want to start sharing again where we left off. Awesome. So our first program is pre-K, and we have Yesenia Cardosa Ramirez, who is the director of our pre-K program.
Sorry, I was having technical difficulties over here. My laptop fell, so I apologize for that. So good morning, everyone. My name is Yesenia Ramirez. I am the Director of Pre-K Enrollment and Registration for the district. And here we're really going to talk a little bit about why pre-K is important. So we know here in Dallas ISD, we offer an array of different pre-K programs and age levels from 3 to 4 years old. We know that 90% of the child's brain development happens from the time that the child is born up to 5 years old. 5 years old for us is actually kindergarten. So we really try to provide and focus on the high quality of instruction that we offer for our students, but also be able to qualify for free, a scholarship, or if they don't qualify for free, we also offer the opportunity for families to pay tuition for our amazing programs. But we also know the study shows that students that do attend pre-K do perform higher or have shorter gains compared to the students that do not attend pre-K when they get to kindergarten. Next slide. So earlier I mentioned there's different types of pre-K programs that we offer. So as you can see here, we actually have the screen split in two. All the items on the left, or the schools on the left, are what we call our transformation schools, which they offer pre-K starting from the age of 3. So pre-K 3. All of a Montessori is on the left. The pre-K 3 is a full day program, and our families can qualify for free, a scholarship, or a tuition payment process. At the bottom of the first list, we actually have the different specialized schools where we talk about West Dallas STEMs, personalized learning preparatory, and biomed. On the right, we have our transformations that pre-K 4 start at 4 years old, which is both our single gender schools and LMLK. And at the bottom, we have the two amazing magnet schools. So the first set I talked about were transformation, and these are the magnet schools that offer pre-K 4 at the age of 4 for our students, which does require an academic requirements to get in, or the transformation is going to be lottery based. Next slide. Awesome. So if you have additional questions about the different pre-K programs that we have or our registration process, you can call us Monday through Friday on our hotline listed here. Or if you prefer to text like me, you can text us at our texting platform, but you're more than welcome to visit our website at www.prekdallas.org, or you can scan this QR code now here, and you'll be able to see the different types of programs, where they're located, how do you qualify, documentations you need. So what's different for pre-K, all students have to go through a registration process and get qualified. And the 3 qualifiers are either free, scholarship, or tuition based. And then the child will be actually enrolled at the campus. So once again, if you have any questions, you can call us Monday through Friday at our hotline, text us, send us an email, or any questions you'll have today, we'll be here to answer for them for you.
Thank you so much, Yesenia. And our pre-K program is so fantastic. And it really, there's so much research that that we can show you that sending your kids to pre-K really helps them do better later in school. So this is a great, I know it's so hard when they're so little and they're 3 years old and you don't want to let them go, but it really is beneficial for them to start that early. And we do have a great program. It's research based. It really helps them in a fun way. I mean, it's you know, it's rigorous, but not, you know, not fun because they are little. So really check it out. If you know someone, if you're here for another grade level, but you know someone who has little kids who would benefit from our pre-K program, definitely let them know. It's one of the best in the region. And I know we're bragging because we work here, but it is. So definitely check it out. Thank you, Jasenia.
Thank you.
And so now we have, in our next slide, our Jorge Flores, who will tell us about transfers within the neighborhood programs, because that is something else that you can do with this application. Jorge Flores?
Good morning. Thank you, Mari Carmen. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jorge Flores, and I'm part of the centralized enrollment team, but also a student transfer coordinator. And like Mari Carmen, Jennifer, and Yesenia have mentioned regarding to trying to find the best fit for your student. It could be at one of our choice programs, but sometimes it could already be at your neighborhood school. And every student who resides within the boundaries of Dallas ISD is zoned to a school from grades kinder all the way to 12. So you may have already a great school, a great neighborhood school that your child already has an automatic seat to. But let's just say your student wants to attend a different neighborhood school that is not their zone school. Well, that's where the transfer process will come into play as well. You can go ahead and apply for a student transfer to another neighborhood school. It's going to be based on availability of space for students for the grade level that they're requesting. And once they apply once, they can remain at that school up to the highest grade that's available at that school. And one thing that's going to make unique for transfers to neighborhood schools is there is no transportation available, but the great thing is that it's going to be some great programs that if they want to go ahead and apply to different schools. Now, what are some of the great things that are available already at our neighborhood schools? We have some great schools that you're going to be hearing about the innovation schools. And so those have some great innovative academic models on their campuses, or you may hear about the IB programs. The IB programs are for students who want to learn more about the world. When you learn more about the world, you respect more about other countries and things like that, and you can go ahead and become that game changer that you may want to go ahead and be. Or say your child is interested in learning another language. You can have your child to learn how to read, write, and think in 2 languages. So we have some great programs in our neighborhood schools. We had some great programs that you can transfer to. So thank you. Thank you, Mari Carmen.
Great, thank you, Jorge. And yeah, so we have application programs. We have programs where you can just transfer within the district. And a question that we get a lot is that you've covered it, but I see some questions in the Q&A about it. Once you've been accepted to that school, as long as you meet the requisites, the requirements that they have, you should be able to continue in that school until the highest grade level, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So only need to apply once, and then you can continue to go on to that school.
Great. Thank you so much for that information. And next we have our magnet schools, which are, I guess, the OG application programs. So we have, it's at Nancy,
Yes.
who will be walking us through those.
Yes. Good
Thank you.
morning. My name is Nancy Rubio, and I am also part of the centralized enrollment team. I am the magnet coordinator, and magnet programs are just one of the many highly qualified programs that our district offers. Magnet programs are theme oriented, and they provide in-depth experiences such as in STEM, fine arts, TAG, Montessori, leadership, and multiple careers. Our programs traditionally serve underrepresented populations with specific focus on ethnic diversity. Now, one of the main differences between our magnet programs and other programs such as our PTEC and our transformation programs is that magnet programs do have eligibility criteria. Eligibility criteria, what we mean with that is that a student must first meet a minimum GPA on the report card, as well as a minimum test score on last year's STAR test or any of the MAP tests that they took in 2022. So a student has 4 opportunities to qualify for eligibility to apply to a magnet school. Once a student meets that eligibility, they move into the assessment process, which takes place at the school they have selected. Those applications are then ranked. Next slide, please. Those applications are then ranked from highest to lowest based on the assessment score. And 30% of those seats are awarded district-wide by rank ordering those applications. So for example, if a school has 150 seats for 9th grade, 30% of the seats would be 45 seats, and those 45 seats would be given to the students that score the highest on the assessment. The remaining 105 seats, which are your 70%, would be divided among the feeder patterns and given out equally to each feeder pattern. So with our magnet process, we also have a sibling and sibling preference rule. Sibling rule applies to our 2 Montessoris, which is Dealey and Stone, where if there is a qualified sibling, that student is given priority. With our other elementary and middle school programs, we have a sibling preference where each application is awarded 5 points if the student has a sibling already attending the school. So we give an additional 5 points to those students on their assessment. I do want to mention that qualified in-district students are placed before our out-of-district students. Next slide, please. So our magnet programs are open for pre-K through high school. I invite you to visit our Dallas ISD magnet website for the seat availability for each grade level. Just to highlight some of our high schools, Barack Obama Male Leadership, Skyline Career Development Center, which has over 18 career choices, and then our 6 schools at Townview. Is there a next slide? Yes, so among our other magnet programs, we do have programs that serve elementary through middle school. These programs start usually at 4th grade, but we do have some that start at kinder and even 1st grade. I do want to highlight our talented and gifted programs, Mark Twain and Trinity Heights, who serve both elementary and middle school programs. We also have our single gender schools, Irma Rangel, and I believe I already mentioned Barack Obama. And then we have our wonderful programs that are located within our neighborhood schools. Those are Griner, Holmes, Atwell, Jesus Moroles, and KB Polk. Next slide. So within our high schools, we have 11 high schools, I believe, that the magnet school serve. We have seats available at all our programs throughout our magnet programs, and we invite you to apply and go through our assessment process. Again, if you have any questions, you can contact our magnet office or our wonderful centralized enrollment center, who is here to help you. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Are there any schools, Nancy, within the magnet program that are still looking for? I know there are some that get filled up like right away. I mean, they have more applicants than they have spots. For that, are there any schools that are still maybe kind of looking for some students to apply to them?
Yes, we do have several programs that that have many seats available. So that would be for our high schools, that would be Skyline, Barack Obama. Also, surprisingly, Booker T. Washington also has many seats that they are trying to fill. And of course, the student does have to go through the assessment process. But most of our magnet high school have at least 100 seats available for 9th grade.
Okay, great. So it's not all is lost if you still
That
want
is
to.
correct. Don't be discouraged. Like I said, the students go through an assessment process. So it is very important that the students prepare, maybe contact the school, get a study guide. So because the assessment was what's the determining factor in a student getting into one of these schools.
Awesome, thank you. Next, we have our Office of Transformation and Innovation. So if you don't have, I mean, you can apply to, like Jennifer mentioned earlier, to up to 2 magnets, but we also have a lot of really great programs within our, in specialty schools, or even within our neighborhood schools. And Nicole Bixby is here to tell us about these programs.
Thank you, Mary Carmen. Good morning, everyone. We do have many offerings for our families in Dallas ISD, so students can find their best fit school. So I'm going to start by telling you a little bit about our transformation schools. These are open enrollment campuses that do not have academic entry requirements, so you can live anywhere in the city and apply to these schools. If you live within Dallas ISD district boundaries, transportation is provided. These students applying to these campuses are selected using a lottery. And so seats are awarded based on a 50-50 lottery for most of our schools. This is just shows that having diversity is good for kiddos with both backgrounds, whether they're economically disadvantaged or non-economically disadvantaged. We have our window open now through January 31st. And so we have offerings in pre-K through 12th grade. Next slide, please. So we'll start by taking a look at our elementary schools. So we have multiple campuses with Montessori programming. You can see we have 5 showing here that are transformation schools. Our newest addition is Edna Rowe. They'll be opening this fall with pre-K 3 through 1st grade Montessori, building Montessori through 5th grade. We also have personalized learning at PL Prep at Sam Houston, which is pre-K 3 through 5th grade. This is an opportunity for students to really have ownership of their learning and have choice and voice in where they learn and how they learn. We also have single gender offerings, Solar Girls and Solar Boys. Not only are they single gender, but students also have opportunities to engage in STEM and STEAM programming. One of our newer campuses launched this fall, and it's Biomedical Prep, and it is located at the UT Southwestern area, and they will be serving next year pre-K students through 2nd grade. We also have a STEM program, which is a great opportunity. The West Dallas STEM School is partnered with Toyota as well as SMU, and that campus will include pre-K 3 through 2nd grade next year, and then they also have 7th and 8th grade seats available. Martin Luther King Jr. Arts Academy is an awesome opportunity for your kiddos who are interested in exploring different types of arts, whether it's piano, visual arts, dance, theater. They have many opportunities for your kiddos to grow all the way through 8th grade. And then some of our newer campuses are Dallas Hybrid Prep, as well as iLearn Academy. And these are opportunities for students who prefer learning remotely. iLearn Academy is completely remote, whereas Hybrid Prep, you have the opportunity to engage in learning at home 3 days a week, but also on campus 2 days a week. Next slide, please. Can you go back one? I know you may see some of the same logos, and that is because many of our elementary campuses build to middle school. So you'll see some of those same Montessori and single gender and virtual campuses there. But I'll take the time now to focus on those campuses that are mostly middle schoolers. So we have Haynes Global Prep, which is located at the Paul Quinn College campus. This campus currently serves 6th through 8th graders, and they'll be building to 9th grade next year and all the way to 12th grade. And they are an IB candidate campus. We also have personalized learning. So if you have a baby who's been in personalized learning as an elementary student and they want to continue that pathway, Ignite Middle School is a great option for them. It really puts students in the driving seat of their learning. Again, MLK Arts, as we just discussed, builds to 8th grade, as well as hybrid and the virtual schools. And last but not least, Halsey STEAM is one of our standalone middle schools with 6th through 8th grade, and they're a great option as well. Next slide, please. And now these are the transformation high schools. And so first we have IDEA High School, which is the Innovation Design and Entrepreneurship Academy. And again, this is a way to continue that personalized learning pathway into high school. This campus really gives students the opportunity to incorporate entrepreneurship skills in all of their classes. And they really are giving the students opportunities to become innovators and entrepreneurs. And next we have City Lab High School, and City Lab is unique. It's located in the heart of downtown Dallas, and they have partnerships throughout the downtown area, and students have the opportunity to explore architecture, urban planning, environmental sustainability, and they also have opportunities to learn through the University of Texas at Austin, as well as Arlington. Next, we have New Tech High School, which is a technology and project-based learning school. They are also 9th through 12th grade. This is a great place if your kiddos are into problem solving, collaborating, doing projects, really focusing on creativity and technology, and really just a great authentic experience for real-world application at New Tech. And then last but not least, you see again Haynes Global Prep. As I shared, they're adding 9th grade this year, and they will build to 12th grade. Next slide, please. So now we're going to continue the conversation in regards to innovative models, but these innovative schools are located right in your backyard. These are your neighborhood campuses, and so these are schools that you are zoned to based on your home address, but they have chosen to redesign their campus based on different learning models. And so here you're going to see, anything from leadership, personalized learning that we've discussed, the arts, visual and performing arts, as well as expeditionary learning, global service learning, IB, design thinking. So the list goes on. And so if we'll go to the next slide, we'll just take a look at what these options are in your neighborhood. So again, here are the logos for the many personalized learning campuses we have at the elementary level here, as well as STEM and STEAM. Go ahead. To the next slide, please. Thank you. And then here you see many leadership, IB, New Tech, again at the elementary level, global service learning. Visible learning is a new model that has recently joined the neighborhood family, novel engineering, Montessori as well. And again, these are campuses that you do not have to apply if you are already zoned to these schools. If it's your neighborhood campus, you automatically are able to enroll here. But if you're interested in joining one of these innovative neighborhood schools, you can complete a transfer as Jorge described earlier. Next slide. All right, and then now we're looking, these are our middle schools in your neighborhood that have different designs as well. So you can see we have 2 single gender options at the middle school level. We also have personalized learning, again, the visual and performing arts, leadership, career exploration, and project-based learning. And so your kiddos, if they are really geared towards STEM or STEAM or one of these models, and this isn't your neighborhood school, you're always able to transfer as long as space is available. Next slide, please. And last but not least, these are our high school neighborhoods, neighborhood high schools that have chosen to redesign their campus around innovative models. So at North Dallas High School, we have design thinking. At Bryan Adams High School, they focus on leadership. And then at Franklin Roosevelt High School, they have public health. thank you guys so much for your time. We are here to help you find the best fit school for your kiddo. If you ever have any questions of exploring these options and want to talk about what your child is interested in to help figure out which school is your choice, you are welcome to contact our office and we're happy to help. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. And you know, you mentioned them during your presentation, but like we have these two gems in our district that we haven't, that I don't know that people really know as well out there that are option. It's iLearn and Hybrid Prep, and they're great schools and they're great options. You know, if your lifestyle permits or it fits, that's what we talk about, the best fit school, because we have all sorts of options. And I know that the hybrid prep, we had a question about hybrid prep having a SPED program. I don't know if you can talk a little bit about how successful it's been with some of our students who have been identified as in the autism spectrum, and how that's like a really great environment for them.
Okay, I can share that all of our transformation schools and innovation schools offer support based on a student's IEP. And so some of our campuses offer certain types of special education programming while others do not. But anytime that you're applying, you know, that is something, if you have questions about, we're happy to connect you with our special education team, and they can help determine which campuses is best, which fits the needs of your students and what their IEP includes. And so we definitely see special education students throughout all of these campuses. And it really, you know, depending on their learning style, depending on their learning needs, we really want to partner with you to find that best fit. But definitely we have students, you know, with autism at some of our campuses and other special needs. And so we invite everyone to apply.
Great, thank you so much. And those two are definitely options. They're very different from the rest of our schools because they are, you know, either all remote or the combination. And so if you think that your child will learn better in that environment, definitely check them out. There's still openings in both schools. So if you want to apply, we encourage you to explore them. And I guess if you want to, well, I guess you can't really tour the remote school, but but if you want to talk to maybe the principal at either of those schools, you can contact them or contact our Office of Transformation and Innovation, and they can guide you through that process to get to know a little bit more about them.
And can I just add that many of our campuses, neighborhood schools, as well as transformation schools, if you're interested in taking a tour of the campus, if you contact the campus, they can help arrange that with you and your family, as well as set you up an appointment if you need just a phone call with questions and that sort of thing. So please don't hesitate to reach out directly to the campuses or to our team.
Great. Thank you so much, Nicole. And next we have, more information about where you can find this information. So if you visit www.dallasisd.org/discover, or you can find information about these programs, you can find the link to the application. And if you need further help, you can get that help by phone from our one centers. From our enrollment specialists. Their number is 972-925-5560. They're there Monday through Friday from 7:30 to 5. But today only, they are also here from 10 to 2 answering your questions. So if you've heard what you wanted to know about the programs, either Magnet, Transformation, we have more programs coming up. We have PTech, Career Institutes, dual language, so stick around. But you can call them right now for help at 972-925-5560. So we do have the phone bank, and they're there to help you. But next we have our dual language program.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you, Mari Carmen. So yes, we are talking about dual language, and we are so excited to provide this opportunity for our Dallas ISD residents. So dual language is a program where students will learn to speak, think, talk, write in both languages, giving them the gift of bilingualism and biliteracy. One of the benefits that we have seen as they are encouraging in dual language is that it strengthens their thinking and problem-solving skills and increases global awareness and cultural diversity. So you're giving your child the gift of being bilingual, being sociocultural competent, and have high academic achievement. Next slide, please. We're going to talk now about how a day or the year will look like in elementary. We do offer the opportunity for those parents who are interested in enrolling in a dual language program. If your language is not Spanish, you can certainly apply with us. We have 74 schools in elementary that offer that opportunity. You can check the availability of the schools in dallasisd.org/dual language. So you can choose the one that is near or is more interesting and appealing to you and your child. So the day will look like 90% of the instruction will be in Spanish, with a 10% of the instruction in pre-K and kindergarten. And as you can see, the percentage of English is increasing as we go through their academic journey. In first grade, you will have a 70% of Spanish and 30% in English. And it will continue to increase until it meets the 50% in each of the language. So the day will be 50% in both languages from 2nd through 5th grade. Remember, we start with a solid foundation in Spanish, and we introduce English because our goal is bilingualism and biliteracy. And that's in elementary. Please, next slide. But dual language is not a model that stays in elementary. We offer the opportunity as well for students to continue their bilingual education in middle school. Right now, we are present in 8 middle schools, and the way it looks for them is a bit different. We do offer 2 courses, 100% in Spanish each year, and the remainder of the courses are 100% in English. But we do facilitate the transfer of language. The schools that offer dual language programs secondary are listed there. And if you need, again, more information, we invite you to contact us or visit our website at dallasisd.org/dual language. Next slide, please. And as I said, we don't stop in middle school. We go all the way through high school. The 4 high schools listed there do offer also the opportunity to participate in dual language, and it's the same formula as in middle school. We will have 2 courses, 100% in Spanish each year, one of them being the content and the other one being load or Spanish as a second language, and the remainder of the courses will be, again, 100% in English each year. Now, we do want to mention that in order to participate in middle school and high school programs, it is very important and critical that students do have a proficiency in Spanish, since the courses are taught in Spanish. And now I would like to introduce you to someone very dear to us, Jonathan Cruz. He is coming here representing our pride and joy. This is STAG in elementary, STAG School for Talented and Gifted in Pleasant Grove. And I'm going to allow him to talk about it because, again, this is the #1 middle school in all Dallas ISD, and it is for dual language, emerging bilinguals. Go ahead, Jonathan.
That's right. Thank you for that introduction. So yes, we have a very long name, the School for the Talented and Gifted in Pleasant Grove. So we call it PG, and I'm very proud to be here representing our school. And I just want to mention real quick a couple of things that are the main things that parents and students usually ask when they are applying. First of all, our school was just fully remodeled. So expect to enter school that you can tell that has gone through a lot of remodeling throughout the past couple of years. And yes, by all Texas education agencies, accountability systems, we are the #1 middle school and the #3 in the state of Texas. Now, we are a dual language campus, have a dual language program. We are also a gifted and talented campus. Now, we call ourselves middle school, but we have elementary as well. So we start in 4th grade and all the way up to 8th grade. We highly encourage parents and students to apply when they go to 4th grade so they can start learning from a rigorous curriculum and practices and start building all the skills that we know are going to make them successful when they apply to high school. And I just want to mention real quick, we do have a very rich offering of programs and after-school programs and activities such as TMSCA, and that is both for elementary side. Everything is for both elementary and middle school. Robotics, FLL, leadership club, social emotional learning clubs, theater, project-based learning, music band, anime club, yearbook club, GSA club, esports, spelling bee, football teams. And our library will start getting new furniture together with new equipment so students can start creating podcasts and developing their VR skills. So we are a very comprehensive school with a very strong team. And I am just very happy that I was invited here to encourage everyone to apply to Stagnant PG. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So if you're looking for a great dual language program for your kids, this school is it. It's a really neat school. And they still have a lot of openings. So why not take advantage of this? Thank you so much, Mr. Cruz, for being here, joining us this morning. And next we have our P-Tech program, which is also really fantastic. And I'm not sure, we have several people here from the P-Tech program, and I'm not sure who's going to jump in and take us through this, but please.
I'll be leading it off.
All right, great, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Patton. I am an instructional specialist for Dallas ISD's P-Tech and Early College High School programs. And I have 2 colleagues here with me this morning to help me with the overview of the programs. Mr. Kelly, also an instructional specialist, and Ms. Humphrey, who is one of our workplace learning coordinators. So what is an early college high school program? And we have about 4 of these standalone schools. And in these schools, students have the opportunity to get their high school diploma and a college associate's degree, up to 60 hours of college credit at the same time. So that's the benefit of doing both in the 4 years. We have several higher education partners. We partner with Dallas College and with UNT Dallas to do the college classes, and they are the institutions that grant the college degrees. And then the important thing to know probably about the early college high schools and what distinguishes them from our P-Techs is that they are focused solely on the academics. And so they are designed to be academic transfer high schools so that students who know from the beginning, I want to go to college when I finish my bachelor's degree, that's a good track for them because that is the focus of those high schools. Our P-Techs offer what the early college high school does with an addition of an industry partner piece, which we will expand on in just a moment. But the P-Techs, and we have about 20 of those, you can also earn up to 60 hours of college credit in those high schools as well. So students are working on their high school degree and their associate's degree at the same time. It's at no cost, just like at our early college high schools, no cost to students or parents. So it's an amazing opportunity to get your college associate's degree at no cost to you during high school. We have the same higher education partners for those degrees, Dallas College and UNT Dallas. And our P-Techs typically have several pathways offered on their campuses, like perhaps for health sciences or for education or criminal justice or business. So for students who know sort of where their interest lies, this is a really great option because many of their courses for college will be geared towards that interest that they have. And the degree that they get will have certifications and will be in that area that they are interested in. In addition to that, the P-Techs offer workplace learning. So we have industry partners, around 100 of them in Dallas itself, who partner with the high schools to offer our students opportunities to develop their workplace skills, to intern with them, and to sometimes straight out of high school to be offered career opportunities that are really incredible. Another interesting note about the P-TECH programs is that they also, our P-TECHs are schools within a school. So they offer students the opportunity to participate in all of the high school's offerings. So they can be doing college and high school, pursuing this workplace learning, but also be on the football team or in band or in art, because they can do everything that the high school has to offer. There are no barriers to entry for P-TECH or early college high school. The design for the programs is that any student, regardless of grades, anything, they can apply to the program and be accepted. The only thing that we are looking for when we interview is to know how interested they are in completing the college piece, and then the support that they have at home to be able to do that difficult work. Mr. Kelly?
Next slide, please. Hello, my name is Mr. Kelly. As Dr. Patton alluded to, I'm an instructional specialist. And just to give you a little more about the program, let's first start out with being that it's free. It's completely out of your amount comes out of your parents' pocket. Parents don't have to pay for tuition. They don't have to pay for transportation, nor do they have to pay for food. So you're looking at a program that you can go to a high school and get your associate's degree. We offer up to 60 college credit hours at no cost, parents at no cost. We know in today's climate that college is very expensive, whether you're going junior college or a 4-year ride. So this is a program geared for students who, like Dr. Patton said, who knows they want to go to college. If you know you want to go to college, we have 26 programs. So around the state, around Dallas, so you have plenty options. We have career and technology. We have 4-year university options. We have mentoring, worksite visits, paid internships. Now, parents, I don't want you to think your kids will be left alone. You have instruction specialists like me, Dr. Patton, as well as the team who will also help and assist with students, meaning how to schedule for classes, what classes they're going to take, tutoring they may need, how to look at a syllabus. So you're in a cohort of students and teachers who are all trying to help and get you this amazing opportunity. Once again, you're able to get your associate's degree at no cost. I want to make sure I make that very clear. Next slide. Now, as you heard me speak about it, we are all over. There is no reason. I do not promote one program over another. I promote all programs. We have 26 programs. Each school has a different pathway. You may be into teaching. You may want to do sports management. You may want to do health. You may want to go into criminal justice. Whatever you want to get into, we have a pathway for you. That way you're not pigeonholed to go to one particular school. So we ask that you look at what your pathway and apply. We really need you to apply before the 31st. That way we can get the application. But as you can see, we're at 26 different high schools. So no matter where you go, and you do not have to go to your feeder high school. So if my zone school is Bryan Adams, but I want to go to Sunset for their program, there is a bus that will take me. This is where the transportation, and this does not come out of your pocket. You don't have to do anything different. There will be a bus to take you there. So no matter what school you want to go to in Dallas, as long as you're living in Dallas, there is a bus to take you there. If you live out of state, then you would have to be, you will be responsible for transportation. But this is an excellent program. And I'm not going to belabor the point because we have more people. Thank you. Next slide.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. I'll take it over from here. I'm Carrie Humphrey, and I am part of the workplace learning. So I am the coordinator for this type of industry thing. So one of the things that I want to speak about is that we have over 100 industry partners. So those partners are going to include partners like American Airlines, Southwest Airlines, Encore, Capital One, Texas Instruments, Baylor University Hospital, Southwestern Medical Center, Weaver, Truist. So you could tell we have a huge list. I've only named a few of those. Now you're going to see that there's a dollar amount there. And in that dollar amount, it says over 2 million. Yes, you are reading it exactly right. That there has been over $2 million given in internships to these P-TECH high school students. So P-TECH, that's one of the great things about P-TECH. And that really separates us from everybody is that internships are available, that we have mentoring with our industry partners, leadership opportunities. We have opportunities to practice your resumes, interviewing skills, and just network. That's like the biggest thing is networking. And these industry partners really provide those spaces for our students to really do those networking processes. I'm just going to mention a few campuses out there and some of the great things that we have going on, like at Wilmer Hutchins in their construction electrical management program, where they're working directly with Encore and Texas distributors. Madison currently has students that are interning at Cedar Valley, Dallas College's campus. They also are working directly with Dell in City of Dallas, which scholarship opportunities have been offered through City of Dallas. Kimball is working with Texas Instruments weekly, and then they have a new person, Kay He, who is offering definitely mentoring and leadership with their professionals at their work sites. SOC, our South Oak Cliff campus, they're working directly with PepsiCo. PepsiCo is offering like 40 different internships for our students. So this is great news, things that are going on. South Oak Cliff is also working with Microsoft, who is helping them train on those certifications, which are super valuable in the workplace. Our students are getting them for free and having professionals help them directly with those certifications. Lincoln, I want to give a shout out for Lincoln's education program and working with United to Learn and also being part of the UNTD Dallas campus. They have classes out there along with Sunset. Sunset is kind of like their partner with that too. And then I want to highlight Roosevelt's connection with Wings that is doing, they're helping with drone licensing, which that's our next big deal. Didn't Walmart just say that they were launching drone delivery? CVS, Walgreens, those types of stores are really offering those drone deliveries. So that's the next thing, is that when you're part of a P-TECH program, you're getting the help directly from those industry partners, and they're training our students directly in what they're looking for and really preparing our students to move on into their next phase after high school. Not only did they get those college credits, but they're also getting hands-on experiences with our industry partners that could possibly lead to positions right outside of high school. And that does happen. Some of those positions are starting salary of $60,000 and up. So, P-TECH, early college, like we said, you can't go wrong with these programs. They're wonderful.
And they really are. There's so many success stories from our P-TECH and early college programs that it's just too many to retell here. But definitely, I mean, our magnet programs are great, but these are also fantastic options. We have them throughout the district. I think like pretty much every high school has a P-TECH program attached to it. So yeah, check it out. See which one is your students it's the most interested in, which ones of the pathways, and check it out, because it really it's a great program, and not a lot of districts have it. We have probably the biggest offering in the region, and we've been doing it for a while. So I think we have it down pretty well. We have fantastic industry partners. So that's a great start for your kids. So definitely check out our P-TECH early college programs.
Yes, and we are the biggest in the United States. I just want to plug that.
Oh,
Thank
well,
you.
not just the region. There you go. In the country. So why not be part of that? Thank you so much, Omar, for clarifying. Appreciate it. Next, we have another great program that we offer in the district, and that is our Career Institutes. And Becky, it's your turn.
It's Becky Barker, and I'm
Hey, Becky, I think we're having you have some connectivity issues. We can't really hear you very well.
What about now? If I speak up?
Okay, that's better. It's kind of low,
okay.
but better.
Okay. Kind of jump start there.
Becky, I think we're still having some connectivity issues. Do you mind if I kind of go through your slides and talk a little bit about the program? All right. So like I was saying, this is a really great program. It's a program that your students will still go to their home school for some of their classes, but then they go in the afternoon. I don't know if it's every day, some days, but they get to study these really great programs. We have programs in construction. We have career institutes in different points of the city. So depending on what high school your student goes to, will go to that career institute. We have the Career Institute East that offers cybersecurity, patient care, technician, pharmacy technician, HVAC and refrigeration, plumbing technology, interior design, electrical technology, construction and carpentry. And the schools that go to that institute are Woodrow Wilson, and I'm sort of blind because I can't see the second one, but Spruce, Lincoln, Madison, and I think it's Samuel. And they go to that program. We have the Career Institutes North for Hillcrest, W.T. White, Conrad, Jefferson, and North Dallas. And as you can see, they have a ton of programs that are offered. And then we have the next is the Career Institutes. This would be South. And for Carter, Franklin, Kimball, Molina, South Oak Cliff, Pinkston, Sunset, Adamson, Seagoville, and Wilmer Hutchins. And again, a ton of different programs. And those are all listed. If you go to our Career Institutes page, there's a link from our Discover page. And you can definitely see all the offerings. And these are really great because they give your students like that basis on those programs that, and then they can get a certification for these programs to be able to work in these fields once they graduate. And these are fields that are really well-paid fields that can help them if they want to. A lot of us have to work through college to pay for college. So why not get like a really fantastic job that pays really well to help you pay for your four-year college? So this is a really great program. You don't have to change schools. It's all as part of the high school. You just apply for it when you enter the 9th grade. And if you want more information, because I do not know as much as Becky about this, so I'm just giving you a really quick overview of them. I don't know if there's a next page.
No. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, it sounds weird. And I mean, like we can barely hear you and we get this. So anyway, check out the Career Institutes. If you go to www.dallasisd.org/discover, there should be a link to the Career Institutes, and then I'll take you to the page where all of them show. Or if your kid is going to any of these schools, high schools, talk to the counselor and definitely check them out. Next. Next, we have a little bit about special education. But before we get to that, I just wanted to let you know we've had a lot of questions in the Q&A about the phone number, and we are working on it. We were working on it. I think the line should be on now. So if you had called but got a not work, like we're off, we apologize. We had a technical issue, but it's been fixed now. So please get call now, 972-925-5560. We'll be there till 2 o'clock if you need any help. Another way to reach us is by email. Enroll, ENROLL at dallasisd.org. You can also ask your questions that way. But we've been looking at the questions here. Pretty soon, in a couple of minutes, we'll hit the Q&A and we'll start answering those questions on there, and we'll start answering them live. We did get a lot of questions from you in the Q&A about supports for students who have been identified to receive special education supports. And we have some experts here to talk about what those supports are. Michelle, are you going to be presenting?
I am. Good morning,
Awesome.
everyone. My name is Michelle Brown. I'm the Executive Director for Special Education, Dyslexia, and Section 504. In Dallas ISD, we have 16,000 students who receive special education services and 10,000 students who receive supports for Section 504. The great thing is that in every single school in Dallas ISD, we offer some type of special education program. We have a continuum of service. So it starts off with our mainstream and then moves to our inclusion, which those services are offered across all Dallas ISD schools. So whatever, if you want to be in P-TECH programs, or our transformation programs, or our magnet schools, we offer the mainstream and inclusion programs. Now, if your child receives more of a specialized program, such as from behavior or early childhood self-contained program or a specialized program due to a severe disability, what I would like you to do is first is to contact the school to see what programs do they offer. If you need help navigating that process, you can also call someone from the special education office, and we'll be happy to help to make sure that your child, you receive all of the schools that have the programs a best fit for your child. Next slide. So the next slide talks about dyslexia services. We have one of the biggest dyslexia programs across the nation. We have 191 dyslexia practitioners or therapists to provide services across every single school in Dallas ISD. So no matter what program or school that you decide that you would like your child to join, and if your child has dyslexia, we will have a practitioner or therapist who can provide services to your child. We use multiple programs such as Wilson Reading System. If your child receives dyslexia services in Spanish, we use a program called Esperanza. For our youngest learners, we use a program called Foundations. So we are here to work with your child. Again, if you have questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to the Special Education Department or the Section 504 Department. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michelle. And yeah, just to just emphasize again, our supports are offered really in all of our schools, depending on the needs of your child. It just, it may look different for your child than it does for other students, but we definitely will be here to support your student, whether it's in a choice school or one of our neighborhood schools. We welcome all students, and we're happy to help them be successful in their academic life and in life in general. So we're here for you. We have a great program for our special education services. So don't hesitate to ask about what it is that we can offer your child. Next, we have questions. So yay. So I'm going to be reading out some of the questions that we've had. And so we're also answering them on the Q&A. If you, if the program folks can jump in to answer the questions, that would be really great. Some of them are, some of our first questions are about, you know, the process. And so maybe Jennifer, if you can jump in and answer some of these. People have been submitting applications already, but they've not received any kind of confirmation or any communication from the schools that they have applied for. Is this normal? Should they be expecting something? Does it depend on what school they have applied to?
It does. So the communication varies depending on the program. For example, if you're applying to a magnet school, the campus first needs to determine if the student is eligible based on the GPA and test score criteria. If they are, then an additional assessment will be scheduled by the campus. So parents should be receiving communication in that regard. For other schools that don't have the additional requirements, like transformation schools, they may not get communication from the schools if they are not missing any information. First, I would advise parents to log into their Schoolman account, the Choose Dallas ISD portal, to verify the application is submitted. Additionally, if there are any notes on the application, sometimes campuses will communicate via that portal if they are missing any information, such as proof of residence or the correct grades or test scores. Just verify that the school hasn't requested any additional information. And then if the school, or if you're still needing or wanting some more reassurance, you can definitely give us a call. We can help you figure out if anything is missing from the application. You can also contact the school directly, and they will be able to give you an update as to where the application is in its processing.
But Jen, when are they, like, what are the deadline for submission is January 31st. So really, if there isn't like if nothing's missing and they don't have any additional requirements, when should you expect to hear something? I mean, it's not going to be right away because there's a process that we have to follow. Is it in March or February that they'll start getting some offers?
Yes, so March is March 1st is the anticipated date on when we expect to send out all of the acceptance notifications. Our lottery process, which is how all of our students are selected through the Choose Dallas ISD website, will be run at the same time for all programs in February. Because the application deadline is on January 31st, we do kind of give a little bit of a buffer room for campuses to finish processing those applications, especially if they do need additional assessments. So parents can, complete the entire application process before we actually run our lotteries. Definitely though, if you have any questions on the timeline, if you feel like it's been too long since you submitted your application, give us a call and we can take a look. Just be mindful, some campuses receive over 500 applications, so it could take maybe a week since you submitted your application, maybe even longer, depending on the type of program that you selected for something or the application to be fully processed by the campus. So please be patient, but if you feel like it has been too long, definitely give us a call and we'll take a look at it.
All right, so don't despair. The fact that you haven't heard anything doesn't mean that you won't hear it. And sort of on that vein, you talked about ranking when you were going through the application process. If I get, if my first option school accepts me, I'm not going to get offers from the other schools, correct?
Correct. So again, we will be running the lotteries for all programs at the same time. If you are accepted into your first choice school, you will not see if another campus sent an offer to your student as well. That's why these rankings are very important. We emphasize this greatly. You do have until January 31st to edit your rankings. If you change your mind once you actually visit and tour the campuses, you can definitely make those changes to make sure your rankings are in an optimal position for your student.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, so and on the same vein, if your first option is you don't get accepted into your first option, your second, and you do your second option, I mean, you'll get an offer from one of them. It just it may not be first, second, or third. I mean, if you've done all 5, you might get an offer from. And if you get an offer from a school that you're not really all that interested in, we always have room for you in your neighborhood schools. So it's not like we're not going to have you in the district. You can still attend your neighborhood school, and those offer really great programs as well. So
right, there was a question that I noticed on there that asked, how many schools to apply to. We definitely encourage to apply to as many as you're interested in within the allotted requirements, with a limit of 2 magnet and up to 5 total. Because of that ranking, there is no guarantee just because you selected a school as your first choice that they'll have space available once we run the lottery. So just to ensure you have as many options as possible within the application, definitely select at least 3.
Okay, excellent. This is if you're coming from out of state and don't have MAP scores, can you submit another normed test score? These folks are coming from Ohio. So what do they submit for their application?
Yeah, so we, once again, we do encourage everyone to apply, no matter if you're in district, out of district. For magnets specifically, if you have any, your most recent test scores that were given at your current school, whether it was a state test, go ahead and submit that. When the magnet school processes your application, they will review those test scores. And if they do need maybe other tests or anything like that, they will contact you to give you, what other options you may provide, or possibly schedule you for a out-of-district testing with DISD.
Okay, great, thank you. And if you are this family is applying to 3 different schools, or in process, it's a high school, they will still get accepted. I mean, they're already in another program, so if they don't get accepted to any of those, they would still keep their spot in the school that they're currently in, right?
That is correct. Once parents receive notification of acceptance, beginning March 1st, they will have 10 days to either accept or decline that offer. We do encourage, if you do accept a choice school, you would need to let your current school campus know your intent to enroll right for the following school year. But then, of course, keep in mind that you would also need to complete registration for the next school year. So there are other steps to take even after you accept a offer.
Okay, great. And just to clarify, if your student is going to be just attending a neighborhood school, you're not applying for any of these programs, you don't really have to do anything. We will start enrollment sometime in the spring for the coming year. So that'll, just be patient. We will have that here for you available pretty soon. What are some of the, there's some questions about income and how that affects the application. What are, is that a question that it might be best to call one of the enrollment specialists to clarify?
Sure, I can give a little background on that. So as we talked about earlier, our transformation schools, the majority of them are what we call socio-diverse schools. And so 50% of the seats are offered to low-income students and 50% to non-low-income students. And so that is the reason there are opportunities for parents to upload that documentation as proof of income. And so that is used to determine which lottery your child is placed in for each campus. And so if you do have questions, of course, the one team, the one center can help, as well as our department. You can reach out directly and we can help with answer those questions.
And Yesenia, you also, there's some income requirements for pre-K as well, right?
Yeah, so exactly what Nicole said, that's just to apply for these specialized schools, but the income is also used for registration for pre-K. So for families that are applying for pre-K 3, pre-K 4 seats at one of these schools, the family or the child still has to register and qualify for pre-K, even though that they were awarded a seat. And that's where income comes into play. So we either follow the state guidelines where the family qualifies one of the 6 criteria, which income happens to be one, homeless, language, SNAP, Medicaid. But if the family does not qualify by TEA, then the family gets qualified by a scholarship, which is also part of based on an income as one of the qualifiers. And then the family does not qualify by scholarship, then we'll be able to provide them the tuition option.
All right, thank you for that additional information. And if you have any questions about what you need to submit for proof of income and all that, call it is working now, I promise you, 972-925-5560. So actually it says 1 there, but it's until 2. If, give them a call and they can walk you through that process and let you know which documents you need to turn in.
Ms. Mary,
Yes,
can I add something?
Yeah.
And I just want to say this, and I'm really being serious, but there are no income requirements for the P-TECH early college program. So I just want to let you know there are no income restrictions. We take all, so just fill out the application.
All right, thank you for that. Thank you for providing that additional information. So, and who can people talk to? How do you recommend for all, actually for P-TECH, do you recommend that people who have questions about the different programs contact you guys, or should they be contacting the school directly? What is the best thing to do?
Either or. The school, depending on if they know the school they want to go to, they can contact the school. They're more than welcome to contact us. There's also a brochure that I'll give it to you, Ms. Carmen, just to put it in the chat, but there's a brochure that lets you know about each program and what they offer. So you have a better idea of where you want to go, but you can completely reach out at any time. Reach out to your school, reach out to anyone in the P-TECH department. We more than gladly be able to help you with that, even with filling out the application.
Great. And I would add that if they call the school just to ask to speak to the assistant principal that's in charge of that P-TECH program, make sure they get connected with the collegiate program itself and they'll get their questions answered.
All right, awesome. And so this is a general question. If a student has been identified as gifted in their out-of-district school, can the parents submit the identification paperwork with the application? Is that something that, or it only applies if they're applying to a gifted program in the district? Jennifer, perhaps you.
Sorry, I was looking for the.
That's okay.
Oh, go ahead, Maida.
I was just going to say for magnet programs, it's only academic requirements. So you would only have to submit your norm reference test scores and your most recent report card for your child.
Okay. And here's a question for dual language. Does the child have to speak Spanish already to enter in the dual language program? And also, what grade should you enter the dual language program? I mean, like, can you do it in high school?
Yes, thank you, Mari Carmen. So enrollment for elementary for two-way dual language program is starting in pre-K and it goes all the way through first grade. There's no need to exposure in Spanish. And for secondary and middle and high school, we do need to have proficiency in Spanish because the courses are taught in Spanish.
All right, great. So, so if I'm all of a sudden interested in middle school, I'm going into middle school, I've never done the program. Do you recommend that maybe look at another option, or is it easy to just, go right in?
Yeah, I would recommend that you explore other options. Our schools offer load classes and Spanish for people who are interested in acquiring the language. But for dual language secondary, it is necessary to have a proficiency in Spanish because the courses will be taught in that language. And we do not want to, we want our students to be successful and experience joy and not be overstressed because they wouldn't be able to meet the requirements of the courses.
Great. And Jennifer, this may be a general question if, because we do have, you know, a lot of our employees are also parents. And if they live outside of the district, can they still apply for some of these schools?
Yes, they can definitely still apply. We encourage you all to apply. The student, however, will still be considered out of district if the parent works within Dallas ISD. There is a question on the application that asks if a parent or employee, if a parent or guardian is an employee of the district. So if you are, go ahead and answer yes and provide your information. But the student would still be considered out of district.
Okay, great. And this may be you or maybe Maida or Nancy. Once a student is enrolled in a magnet program, are they reassessed yearly? I mean, I guess beyond their regular classes to see if they can continue in that program, or once you've been accepted into a magnet program, as long as you're meeting the requirements, you can stay there.
Yes, so, and I believe this is for all choice programs, but once you are accepted and you are enrolled in a magnet program, you will continue, or you may continue on at that campus until the last grade offered. So long as the child does meet academic performance each year. You know, we do have like a board policy, and we have more information on that on our on the Dallas ISD Magnet website. But yes, once you're accepted, you're there until the last grade offered.
Okay, great. And just in general for magnet programs, and I guess for all the other programs too, transportation is available if you are within the district. If you are applying from outside of the district, then there is no transportation. How do they play sports? How does that work for if you're attending a program that's not in your home school? How do you, can you still participate in UIL sports?
Yes. Can I answer that specifically for our transformation schools? So we do not have the typical comprehensive sports for UIL and that sort of thing at our transformation schools. But if that is something your kiddo wants to do or continue doing, they are able to attend that type of programming at neighborhood schools. And so that is just something that if you're accepted to City Lab or one of our transformation schools and you want to swim or you want to play football, we will work with you to ensure that you can get that programming at one of our wonderful neighborhood campuses.
Great. And magnets, is that still?
Yes, the case? The same goes for magnet.
Okay.
Yes, the same goes for P-Tech as well.
Okay, great. And can you, if you're at a magnet, I know that P-Tech, you can get college credit and you can even get an associate degree. How does that work in the magnet schools? Is that also a possibility?
Yes, definitely. At all of our magnet high schools, they do offer dual credit classes. So that's definitely something that students may take advantage of. Okay,
great. So yeah, so we are all very all our schools are very college oriented because we want you to be successful. We want your children to be successful, not just while they're with us, but even beyond. So we try to prepare them and give them as many opportunities as possible while they're in our schools. We have gotten to a little bit past 11:30, but I wanted to get to most of the questions that you all had in the Q&A. We've also been answering them directly. So hopefully we got to all of them. This presentation, the entire presentation, will be available in the next few days at www.dallasisd.org discover. If you want to see it again, or maybe go through some of the presentations, the parts of the presentations, we'll have it available. We also have information on there. I remind you that the phone bank is available until 2 p.m., not 1 p.m., at 972-925-5560. But if you want to also contact us next week during the week, you can call between 7:30 and 5, Monday through Friday. If you want to get that in-person help, we do have our enrollment centers. And you can, there's a link from our Discover page to those enrollment centers and the details of their locations and what times they're open. If you want to sit down with one of our specialists and kind of get help filling out the application, just don't forget that the deadline for the application is January 31st. So you make sure you can make changes up to then, but make sure that you submit it by then to be able to get counted, considered for some of these schools. And that is all I have. We've answered pretty much all the questions. We thank you for participating. I want to thank all the panelists that were here with us this morning. Really appreciate it. If you have any other questions that we might have not gotten to, you can send them to choose Dallas ISD at dallasisd.org, and we'll route them to the right person. Or you can also send them to enroll at dallasisd.org. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend. And I hope you get the school of your choice.